Mic check. Making sure everything is live.
No, we're glazing tonight. We are? We're glazing tonight. What's up?
Thank you for coming in.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. All right. Glazing tonight.
Congratulations!
I go by It's Up There podcast. I want to welcome everybody to It's Up There podcast live. We start the year strong. Start the motherfucking year strong, baby. Let's go. I want to welcome each and every person, right? Let me hit the music, you know what I'm saying? It's love. Listen, today we're going to talk about WHAM. Little Baby's new album just dropped. We're going to talk about Wack 100 and the drama over at No Jumper. We got a lot to talk about. Let me hear my theme music again.
No, we're glazing tonight. We are? We're glazing tonight.
Congratulations!
Okay.
I go by Big Loon, It's Up There podcast. If you find yourself anywhere in the world right now, hit share, hit like, hit subscribe. Let people know that the homeboy's live. This is peak perspective. If you hear you in the right place, let's go, baby. I want to hear from y'all today. The link will be in the chat.
Congratulations!
For people that want to come out here and get on with me as we talk about some of these things today. Plan on having a good show. I hope everybody's having a great new year, start of the new year, man. You know that this new season of America 2025 is already starting with a bang. Hopefully you enjoyed your work day. If you've been at work, if you've been hustling, you're an entrepreneur, hopefully you enjoyed that. I go by Big Loon again. I want to start with this Wack 100 drama, man. Let me make sure that the link is in the chat for all my people, just in case, you know what I'm saying? Just in case you guys are interested. After I get through a couple of these topics, I'm gonna let everybody join. What's up, Patreon? I love y'all, man, for shit sure. You know that. YouTube is on. One of the channels is on. Hey, salute to y'all, man. For sure. What's good? Milwaukee in the building. What did you think about that Pimpin' Ken episode? I hear a lot of people with a lot to say. I guess we'll start there. You know what I find interesting with the Pimpin' Ken episode is people don't know, like, yo, bro, we run a business, man. You know what I'm saying? When I'm sitting down with Pimpin' Ken and we do the market research and we look around and we say, you know, number one, he's my elder. And I said that several times in the interview, but you know, my family watch my shit. People watch me. Like I ain't just no nigga making YouTube content. My family watch, my people watch, like people that love me watch, the people that raised me watch me. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't up here no character of myself. I ain't up here lying and pump faking and doing all this other stuff that these individuals do. I'm really me. So when I'm speaking from my perspective. It's real life, it's raw, it's authentic, right? And sometimes I have to play a sucker to catch a sucker. Sometimes I got to dumb myself down and get on the entertainment level. But those who do not know, Pimpin' Ken episode was 4 hours long. If you look across socials and you look at Pimpin' Ken's episodes on various platforms, Breakfast Club even being one of them, it does not garner over, like, let's say 100,000 views. And that's if the platform has 2 or 3 million subscribers, 4 million subscribers, right? And so when I sat down with Pimpin' Ken, what you guys are looking at as it pertains to the Charleston White part of that interview is the last part. That's the third hour. I'm sorry, not the last part. It's maybe 40 minutes left. But that was in the last hours, right? The first 2 hours of the Pimpin' Ken episode was all about game. It was all about information. It was all about his journey. We spoke a little about Andrew Tate, Pimp C, Jay Prince. Like, you guys got to be a little bit more in tune with how we dropping this content. right? You can't just think that these are standalone interviews like I pulled Pimpin' Ken in there and just drill him. No, that's hour 3 of a conversation after we had settled in. And to be honest, I was interested. And salute to all the people that love the episode. Salute to y'all. Make sure y'all share that. Make sure y'all like and everything. You know, in the fourth quarter, views are down across YouTube as a whole. But when you see someone like me, number one, let's look at the analytics. My first segment. So I've so far broken those down into 3 hours. The first segment did like 160,000. There's not a lot of Pimp and Ken episodes that is not surrounded around like drama that does that amount of views. So people were interested in that conversation. My biggest episodes for people who do not know are not the conversations where we go back and forth. I'm a man, so I'm gonna stand on what I stand on, and I want to give runway for these people to have conversations. We are making content here, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen,
Congratulations!
we are making content.
Oh my God!
Thank you for
Good morning.
Let me get my shit together. Let me get my shit.
Let's go!
Let me get my shit together. Y'all give me a
What?
second.
God damn! Don't tell me! Congrats! Shut your ass up before I get to talking shit about you.
But anyway, so that was the 3rd hour, right? And so for me, when I sit down with people, I say, yo, man, we have to make an interesting conversation, and we have to have edutainment, meaning we got to have entertainment and education. If you notice, when you listen to me, you're going to get something from me, right? Sometimes I'm hard on myself when we do our think tanks, and I have my meetings in my Discord or on my Patreon, when I have my meetings with iHeart or various other people that I have partnerships with. Sometimes I'm hard on myself because I haven't showed you guys the entertainment side of this thing yet. I've literally not dropped any kind of entertainment kind of content. All of my content is game, conversation, interviews. You know what I'm saying? And so this year I want to kind of branch out a little bit, and we not gonna get corny because it's impossible for us to get corny. We are the culture, but I want to add that element of entertainment, right? Sometimes I'm looking at the market, and I look at some of these shows and what they do, and I say, yo, the entertainment factor, it adds an element for y'all, and then it'll make it fun for me as well. So I'm gonna see how creative I can get as it pertains to, yo, looking out in the field, grabbing talent, bringing them down, shooting episodes, and I'm gonna show y'all what it's like, man. It's easy for me. When I look at it and I see somebody sitting with 4 or 5 people or 3 people, 2 people, I'm like, yo, that's easy to do. I see, like, I built this thing by myself. Like, that's easy to do. Like, right now, not saying it's easy to do. Like, I don't recognize the obstacle, or that I don't recognize I can have some arrested development when I jump off the ledge or the cliff and try to do something. I didn't say that. What I'm saying is what I've been able to do without a co-host, I see as being far more difficult than getting a couple people together, understanding personalities, understanding storylines, understanding entertainment. I truly believe that's something that I can do. This next phase, this next era of Loon and It's Up There podcast, man, it's gonna be entertaining, and it's gonna be dope. But Pimp and Ken's episode, back to that. You know, some of the comments, right? Salute to my people that's riding for me and trying to tell them people, like, yo, man, Loon does this, like, yo, bro, man, he gives people runway to have conversation, clarify themselves, and if need be, recalibrate. Like, I give runway. I'm just one of them kind of guys. I ain't the kind of guy that's just, you gonna tell me, yeah, when I was hustling, the sky was red. I'm gonna say, wait, what? The sky was like, I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna say, hold on, clarify that for me. Even with people I respect, like Dr. Umar Johnson, he's been on this platform 4 or 5 times. We've influenced the market on how to deal with on how to deal with Dr. Umar Johnson. People now are starting to go at Umar and give him an opportunity to clarify. Right? We broke the mold. We kind of broke the seal as it pertains to our approach to Dr. Umar. These are 2 people that have respect for each other. Me and Umar have immense respect for one another. But when we had this conversation, hey, tell me what's taking so long with the school? help me understand how you're any different than a politician. Well, hold on. I need to understand what happened with the donations. Hold on. Let me understand, right? These things give people indicators on that they can trust me. I'm a trustworthy brand, right? I'm a trustworthy brand. Now, whether you agree with me or not, I'm a trustworthy brand.
Congratulations! Oh my God.
And so yeah, man, with the Pimpin' Ken thing, I don't take it that serious. His content gave him an opportunity. Now I was interested, and it did shock me that Pimpin' Ken had got so involved with the fact that Charleston White said that. I was like, yo, he won't let it go. Like, now alone, like it. I'm like, yo, bro, we can move on from this. But it was a great conversation. If you haven't seen it, go see that. Also, go to Patreon, see the Remy Mind Papoose thing that I did. Also, I'm about to drop the Finesse and King thing. Bro, I'm telling y'all, I'm back in my bag. I'm back in that bag, son. Singleton mode, too. This is what I need people to respect. And for those of you that listen to me and appreciate my content, my platform, what I'm doing, what I've been able to do, I appreciate you guys as well. But I need you guys to know I'm a singleton. How many of them you know? How many people you know came from outside the industry, got in the industry, got on with podcasting, went and done as much as I've been able to do? My nigga, God is good. God is good. God is good. But I was interested in Pimpin' Ken being that involved in that, man. What y'all think? Let's see what y'all saying and tapped in. Shout out to everybody tapped in, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I see y'all comments. Let's start with the no jumper thing. I know a lot of people been asking for my outlook, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. In my Patreon and Discord, they say, "Loon, man, please go like." I was finna go chill. I had already did the little baby WHAM review. I was finna go lay back like a you dig. I was finna go. You see. Matter of fact, let's start with baby. Let's start with baby because I ain't gonna spend a lot of time on baby's album. I'm gonna let it simmer out there and see how the people react to it. First point I want to make, I think the album is solid, dope album. I don't know what it'll do sales wise. I haven't looked that far into it. Everything is streaming good. Everything is top of the charts. Of course, Lil Baby is my brother, so you know when I hear the music, I understand what he's trying to do. Couple things that I want to speak about. Young Thug. Let me get to Young Thug. I want to say this knowing that Young Thug and Baby has another song coming out Tuesday. Shout out to Thug, Free Thug. Shout out to Baby, CBFW. You know the vibes. I like this song with Future, Thug, and Baby, but I asked myself, Young Thug is at a crossroads. Does Young Thug come home and embrace the hurt and the pain that come along with being betrayed, your friends telling on you, going to jail, losing your lifestyle? Or does Young Thug come home and try to act like that the prison and that all that little shit with nothing, applesauce to a boss? I think that's the crossroads that Young Thug's find himself at right now, is that how do he approach it? How does he roll this thing out? If it was me, I'll go on the side of the hurt and the pain. I would have liked, which hopefully Tuesday we get this, I would have liked to see them slow it down and just hear Thug appreciate some pussy on a song. And excuse my vulgar language for the people out there that's listening. Because Young Thug is on a 15-year probationary period, which is going to turn him into a pimp. You're about to see Thug turn into a pimp in front of your eyes because that's literally all he's going to be able to talk about. The song that Baby, Future, and Thug Got gonna bang, and it's gonna go off in the clubs. What I would like to see Baby do, and I know the whole team, you know, them my family, they listen to me. This is what I would like to see him do. He done made it so far without doing features in a way where I don't know how to put it, but I would like to see Baby put people together that only Baby can put together, or someone his magnitude can only put together, right? On the review, I was speaking about some of these girl songs, right? When he get with Future, he doesn't see the need to put Future on the slow down girl song, because why? He can handle that, i.e. doing Close Friends. He has a song on here now. Let me see the name of it. Actually has a couple of songs on here, like I Promise, and a couple of more songs, So Sorry and things like that, where he's talking to the women. So they don't see the need to collaborate in that arena. I push back on that. I say that there would have been nothing like seeing Young Thug, Future, Baby on a slow down song, which that's Future expertise, that's Baby's expertise, and Thug is just getting out of jail, which puts the viral element attached to it, right? Whatever he say, like if he approaches it on, yo, I've been in jail, I come home, I've been missing you, I've been missing your rub, I've been missing your touch, I've been missing your mouth, I've been missing, right? It's just, if I want to see him dance over there, because they done turned Thug into a pimp. They done basically turned him into a P. Like, he ain't gonna be able to rap about no gangster shit. The gangster shit is out the window. Gangster shit out the window, you guys. What y'all thought about it on first listen? The intro is tough. Like, the whole album is tough, my nigga. He delivered. And he coming right back on you nigga ass Tuesday. So he delivered, if you ask me. We're going to get in the, so my Discord sent me a lot of stuff. We got YTB Fat, some dude he going against. We got Gunner's Lawyer. We got fucking J-Main, No Jumper. We got this No Jumper Wack stuff. Casanet reviews Baby album. We're going to do an hour and a half, 2 hours, then we're going to get out of here. Let's get to the Adam 22 and No Jumper thing. For people who do not know, there was an altercation outside of No Jumper with Wack 100, a guy named Loose Cannon, I believe, and some unknown gentleman. I would play the footage, but that's unnecessary, as well as it goes against the TOS of YouTube for me to be showing that kind of nonsense, right? What was crazy was that they were recording, and all of a sudden, boom, pop, 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 pop. I'm finna tell you what happened. Hold on. Mystery. Let me find my, hold on. So this is exactly what happened. This is, hold on, that ain't it. Hold on, I'm gonna get this right too.
Shut your ass up before I get to talking shit about you.
Here you go.
I get right up on him, boom, bam, on the dead homies. I'll whoop him, knock him out naked, dead homies, off the back. It don't matter where you at in that.
That's exactly what happened, man, nigga. Wack 100 talking to the dude, then the Loose Cannon guy hit him in the mouth, boom. And you can hear it too. Splack out. I said, oh man, they done him like that. Boy, that'll make me clean that bank account out. Send every hitter within 17,000 miles radius. Send a nigga at a nigga ass. I want every hitter. I can't get it done. They done knock my teeth out. Send the hitters. Hit that man so hard, man. I said, man, I feel sorry for him. Then it come out, the man was an old man, 50-some odd years old. We're going to get into Adam 22. Like I told y'all, No Jumper is a different place now. And if you're asking me, 3 years ago, 2 years ago even, I would argue, me and Trap Lord Ross actually argued, and I said, yo, No Jumper is whooping academics as it pertains to his business model. At the time, he had AD and all of these different things going in a Tuesday show and a Wednesday show and a news and a this and a that and a store. And I mean, he was smoking it. He was putting on a master class as to how you use one building and pump out content like no other. Now, when I fast forward 2 years, I now have to revisit that. I say academics is doing much better than Adam 22. And I say that because Adam doesn't have really any valuable assets over there, any controllable assets. Everything is gone. It's still holding together, and he's still doing views, and he's still who he is, and it's still and it's still a major platform. But what assets does he? So the Adam and the Wack show, he can't control Wack. Soon as something happens at the building, Wack can decide I'm not coming anymore. You don't control Wack like you could a Lush One, like you could a Sharp, like you could a some of these other guys that's up under your wing and up under your umbrella. You have, and then you have you, Lush One, Brick Baby, right? And respectfully to Lush One, knowledgeable young man. But when you got to come to the table with all the big dogs, when you got to come to the table with all the big dogs, and it's more than knowledge, right? When you got me, Charlemagne, Wallow, Joe Budden, academics, Adam 22, fucking whoever else you can name that's in the space, Rory, Maul, like whoever else this big dogs in the space, and we are going, let's say we had a podcast convention and we go up back to back to back to back to back. Who's going to have the best conversation? Because this thing goes corporate once it gets big enough. Like my shit is literally corporate. I have meetings every week. Like my show is corporate, and it's pressure attached to your show being corporate because you be saying, yo, we got to get it done, bro. We got to innovate, man. I got to get a building. I got to get this done. I just went and closed on a building, and I said, you know what? All right, now my next thing is talent. Now, while I'm on the search for talent, I might as well film it. So at the building, one of my first things gonna be, we gonna throw a talent show and see what people got. You gotta be innovative, man. And see, I'm not gonna do the same stuff everybody else doing because I don't have the same mindset, the same toolbox, the same skill set as everybody. I got a different innovative mind because I'm in the middle. I ain't at the top or the bottom, and that's where innovation comes from, the middle. You notice how Apple and some of these bigger companies always got to come and buy that company that's right there in the middle because they figure something out in the market that the rest of us, oh shit, we never thought about that, but just give me time. Watch me work. Watch me work. Watch me work. First thing we're going to look at is Adam 22 responding. Like there's a lot of different aspects to consider when we talk about what has happened with No Jumper as it pertains to this fight, right? The guy's talking about suing. We're gonna watch some of that video because Adam could be held liable according to some people because, you know, it's his building. According to the gentleman, he was brought up there to see someone about an interview or speak to them about some business, and so they're trying to surround it around business and say that he had right to be there, and so his protection was up under the control of whoever building that was, right? So let's take a look at Adam responding, and we'll have some commentary. Pay attention, you guys. And come on, y'all like this shit and get some comments, my man. And women, salute to the women too. Y'all like this up, man, and share this. I'm only here for y'all. Let's do it. Why they ain't playing? Hold on, y'all.
They try to frame me. Pictures I paint to cry and sing.
No Jumper's in trouble. People are saying No Jumper's getting sued. No Jumper's about to be down the drains. No Jumper's future is in jeopardy. A lot of people really, really happy to be able to poke holes in the No Jumper success facade and to be able to say your days are numbered. Your platform that you've built up over the last 10 years is doomed. And actually, people are going to stop watching your platform and they're going to start watching me and my 3 friends in this basement. You are done, 22. And to all that, all I got to say, kiss my ass. Kiss it. Each and every one of you. Kiss it. Pucker.
What is that?
A mystery illness. Shut your ass up before I get to talking shit about you.
Up, plant those lips right on my dirty asshole that I don't even oftentimes wipe to completion. Sometimes I still leave a little bit of that downtown Judy Brown.
That you kiss it.
Kiss my ass. That's all I gotta say. Actually, I would not like to send those words. Those words are not going out to the victims, because to the victims, my heart actually goes out to you. But I mean, myself, I don't know a lot about what happened in this incident. This is not something that involved me in any way. Yeah. This is something that took place between people who were not invited to No Jumper, and it is being trotted out and treated as if it was something that I in any way co-signed, that was in any way beneficial to my business. That is absolutely not true. The reality is,
wait a minute, 1 second. 1 second there, Adam. And I know Adam. I got his number. I can call him. I might call him on chat. Y'all want me to call him or what? I don't never use I don't even be using dudes' numbers. I don't, you know what I mean? I know I scared Trap, what's his name? Trap Lord Ross. He's scared to death of me. You know what? And before we get to what Adam said right here, very important, but I noticed that Trap Lord Ross looks at me now and says, stay away from him because my conversation was a little too in-depth. Still to this day, nobody is taking those angles. And it got a lot of views. People seen it, right? I think because it was a 4-hour conversation, I think I dropped 1 hour at a time, and then I dropped the whole 4 hours. I think altogether it probably got 300-400 grand. So it did pretty good. But some of those angles, if you ask me, were indispensable, indestructible. He couldn't articulate any opinions, and he's a great speaker. Trap Lord Ross, and he's a great content creator. I think it's easy to write it off when I'm critical of someone as I don't like their content. And I definitely don't want to portray that, or I don't want to represent myself in that way. I had a bag for Trap Lord Ross that I could have got. But when I seen the relationship was shaky like a big bag from Audible, I had an extremely big bag I could have went and got me and Trap Lord Ross. Now clip that. And I can verify this. And the big homies over there can verify a big bag. But the conversation got heated, and sometimes when he does interviews now, have conversations now, I see him still kind of defending some of those points when people not even asking him about them. And so I said that was a good content creation that we did at that point, right? For me, it's all about creating good content, creating conversation, and having conversation starters on my platform. I don't want to get away from that. And it's harder than it appears because there's a thin line that you have to walk. Because if I go to education, then people won't watch. And if I go to entertainment, people won't take it serious. You see what I'm saying? So there's a fine line, and you got to think I'm someone from outside of the industry. And so as I come in the industry, I'm trying to figure out and rectify the error. I'm trying to rectify the error. I see rap dudes running around all the time. And they got all their money on them, and people think they flexing. I ain't never thought they was flexing. I said, oh, he don't know what to do with his money. A nigga got all his money on him, or not even all of it, 200-300 grand. He just confused. He don't know what to do with it. Shit just laying around. You ain't never seen a billionaire with his bankroll on him, have you? Have you ever seen $1 billion nigga with his bankroll on him, 200 or 300 grand on him? Never. It's unnecessary. Let's get back to Adam. Adam spoke in this about what? People are happy, and I don't know who these people are, man. I don't know if anyone is happy of someone losing their business or even losing control of their narrative or losing control of their business in a way where they may have to have rough conversations with people that feed their family off being in proximity of you creating content, right? Using that building, you utilizing those cameras, utilizing that platform, utilizing you as a springboard to maybe change their lives and to stop gang banging or whatever the case may be, because, you know, they're commercializing gang banging out there on the West Coast. I'm starting to lose a lot of faith in who's really standing on the business, because the business look like it done been sat on. Hello, is this thing working? Is this thing working?
Watch.
Is this working?
Watch.
Let me send this message out to Adam 22. You just said in this clip, and this is a long clip, but I don't know if anyone is happy. If there is people that's happy, it seems like they may have a personal vendetta that they're looking at you with, or they may want to settle some sort of score. I don't know how they can be happy about No Jumpers failing. I want to present it. I want to lead with that and present that at the forefront of the conversation. But on the back end, I do want to commit to this. People are just looking over there and they're saying, yo, you created this environment. Again, rewind. No Jumper has turned to a platform where you're saying kiss my ass, where you're telling people to come meet for fades, where you're stopping midstream to go outside to catch fades. Niggas say, oh, he say he pulling up. All right, nigga, let it go outside. Camera still rolling. Thousands of people waiting intensely, thinking, boy, they finna go out there and beat this dude up. They finna meet each other in the back alley and catch a fade. So you've created a very slippery environment as it pertains to creating content. And now some of those seeds that you've sowed, you're going to have to reap those. And maybe not personally, but professionally. Think about No Jumper 5 years ago and look at it now. There's a such thing as devolving. Right? You can evolve and devolve, and it's not calculated based on how much money that you've made. Because you have to always remember, build something that has sustainability, longevity. I commend a lot of the gangbangers or the black men that go to that platform and get their shit off and springboard whatever brand that they have, right? You see me now, I got one of the dudes drops. Where is it at? I'm gonna get this right too, man. Let me show you.
That's a West suicide photos. That get right up on him. Boom, bam on the dead homies. I'll whoop him, knock him out naked, dead homies off the back. It don't matter where you at in that. Watch.
When I beat you on Pyro, you going to bed.
You could be Space Monster. I'm shocking your ass out. We going in here. So 40 crip, I'm tripping.
I think the production value has to come up, right? I think Adam has had an opportunity, has had an opportunity for the last 3, 4, 5 years to actually produce content on a much higher level, right? There should be no one that can just cut their camera on in a room and be competing with the kind of content that No Jump is doing. I understand that we're all attracted to sitting down and having conversations with the homies, but we got to innovate that some kind of way. In my opinion, though, look at the assets he had. He had AD, he had T-Rail, he had that house phone guy, he had Sharp, he had a bunch of other people, right? I'm gonna miss a lot of people's names just because I'm not that, well versed in knowing everybody.
Congratulations! Oh my God.
But what he has now over there, I don't see it. I just don't see. I don't see it being as valuable, not even on paper, as like in 2 years. What does this look like? You see what I'm saying? And that's again when I'm in these meetings with iHeart, they're looking out 6 months at a time. Yo, what are we doing in the summer? What are we doing in August? What are we doing in September? We're in January. So when No Jumper forecast, I'm wondering, like, how do you put this shit together? You know what I'm saying? At least back then, you could say, yo, T-Rail, AD, y'all do the Tuesday show. They have a fan base that's really there, that they can hold conversation, culturally relevant, to at least to the fan base over there, right? It was just a good mixture. He had an opportunity, man, if he just could have, if he could have handled that different. I also think that the way that he handled Sharp was interesting, because the new content creators see that. The employees that work for you see that. People see that. It's like, oh shit, I can't go over there vulnerable. He gonna step on me on my way out. Pay attention.
Is that the 22ster was not there. The 22ster had gone home. These things took place outside of my building. And I to be totally real,
why are people hanging out? You niggas don't got hoods to go to?
not a bad point. From my perspective,
What did you hanging out in Burbank for?
According to you, no, but that's another conversation.
I just heard your kid making noise and then someone handed a pack of cigarettes through the door. I hope that was not your daughter passing them off.
I hope it was.
I want to ask y'all a question. We got thousands of people across our platforms in here. I want to ask y'all this. Do y'all believe No Jumper should or could be held liable? Should or could? Do y'all believe No Jumper should or could be held liable for what happened on his, well, they say it wasn't really his company grounds, but for someone coming up to No Jumper to meet someone on his premises in his backyard? Do you guys think absolutely he should or could? Both? Absolutely, I'll take it's both. Yes, I'll take it's both. So for y'all that's saying that, I think it's gonna be interesting. He could, yeah. So people are saying could too. All right, let's listen.
Like, that's amazing if that was.
Anyway, this is my thing.
Listen, he 100% has insurance. Problem is, it's a black eye on the business. It's almost to the point where it's a black eye on the business no matter which way things go at this point. Because people are looking at it like, it looked like content at first, right? Even though people like me that understand how the inner cities of America work, understand that, yo, at some point, this can turn bad, and this can turn bad quick. And the first time it turned bad, depending on who turned it bad and how it went, this can turn worse. And if this turns worse, this can become a target. And if this become a target, right? I my mind goes all the way down that road, because I know what I do if I happen to be in no jump or something happen. Hey, my nigga, we gonna treat this motherfucker like Kendrick treated Drake house. This motherfucker here gonna have a circle around it. It's gonna have a location mark on it. That's the spot. X marks the spot. That's where the treasure at. You understand? Because I don't, and at any moment it could turn bad. And then you got all these gang members mixed in that building. And then you got Adam, who really don't understand the game as it pertains to how complex it gets in the weeds of this. It's black people that don't understand gang culture, my nigga. It's gang members that don't understand how deep it get. So this isn't even about color, being a gang member, or proximity. It's about how your brain even takes in the information and even understands how one thing influences another. You know what I'm saying? All these things have consequences, even if they don't appear to have them, even at the moment. At some point, you pay for every single one of these things you did, whether you done it a year ago and you pay for it in 28 months or what have you. At some point in the ghetto and playing in this culture, what you install, you will get back. And so you create that environment, and man, I just think you playing a dangerous game. And I also always said this: one security guard can't stop my people, ain't gonna stop me. If I want to grab Adam or do something, your one security guard don't stop that. Nigga gonna max your security guard out. I got 2 or 3 niggas with me that's knockout artists. You got one security guard, man. He got the you. Hey, listen, it can get ugly. I never understood why they had so much respect for one security guard when everybody acting disrespected. What? Everybody acting so disrespected and ain't but one security guard. Hey, my nigga, where I'm from, we done cracked the fight off in the club with 20 bouncers in there. Once we make our mind up that, yo, the disrespect is not going to be tolerated, or you ain't going to bump me, or you ain't going to do certain things, one security guard usually doesn't stop that. And I also want to be clear to the young people watching. I don't celebrate violence. Violence is the lowest level of conflict resolution when it's the first choice. It's the lowest level of conflict resolution when it's the first choice. So I have little respect for it until it's time for it to go there. And when it's time for it to go there, we all know. Pay attention to what Adam says after this, though. Interesting. What?
They try to frame me. Pictures I paint to cry and sing. I won't let them change me. I'll remain forever.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that too. Where's the fucking, y'all give me a second. Y'all know I'm new at this. Y'all bear with me as we get through it. I don't know how to get back to the fucking.
Pictures I paint to cry and sing. I
but it ain't letting me go to it. I don't understand it. Yeah, we live, y'all. We live. Y'all give me a second. I'm working on it. I don't know what just happened. We're in the middle of a great conversation. We damn near cracking the code and I want to do this. Y'all just bear with me, man. If not, I'm gonna have to start the video, that Adam 22 video on. Okay, there you go. There you go. We back. How y'all feeling out there?
Congratulations.
I want to apologize to y'all as I figure this stuff out, man. You know what I'm saying? We working though, man. Appreciate y'all.
Dueling narratives. There are two different narratives that you could choose to go with in this situation. And I think that there's different levels of likelihood to different situations. The situation that is more beneficial to one loose cannon, the side of the story that you might want to believe if you were loose or somebody who's speaking on behalf of loose, is the idea that people came to No Jumper unexpectedly, uninvited, and they got handled. Now, that story would be somewhat understandable.
Sounds good. This location ain't just everywhere like that.
At all.
We wasn't at the store.
Exactly. And we weren't filming live content.
Yeah, and it wasn't live.
There was no reason for anybody to know that we were in this building at that moment.
Yeah, that loose cannon knows.
Especially that.
Well, fools never show up if they're not like invited or specifically a part of a program. They
very few examples of people showing up uninvited here over the years. And I guess the other side would be the idea that these people were in any way invited here. Now, if they were invited here, it was not done by me. It was not done by anybody who works at No Jumper. So I can't really attest to that. I think that that's a question of, what do the text messages say? Are there phone records? Do the phone records indicate this? Myself personally, I walked outside right before I left. I saw two young gentlemen, not really that young, but gentlemen for sure.
That's also a generous term in this case.
Were they gentle? I don't know. Right, yeah, it's up in the air. I spoke to them. Obviously, I'm slightly concerned when I walk outside and I see a couple of guys. And I say to them, I say, are you guys here for Wack? And they said, yeah. I say, okay. I shook their hands, determined that they didn't really seem like they were a threat from my perspective. They didn't seem like they were on bullshit. At least they weren't on bullshit with me. They seemed cool. So I go to my car and get on the phone with Wack. I say, there's two guys here. They're outside for you. He said, okay, I think I know who it is. I get off the phone with him.
A different response.
I drive away, and 10 minutes later, somebody sends me a video of this.
Hold on.
From my perspective, they didn't.
Hold on, run that back.
Seem like they were on bullshit. At least they weren't on bullshit with me. They seemed cool. So I go to my car and get on the phone with Wack. I say, there's two guys here. They're outside for you. He said, okay, I think I know who it is. I get off the phone with him.
A different response.
I drive away, and 10 minutes later, somebody sends me a video of this incident. Now, what happened exactly? I don't know. What you see in the video, to me, seems kind of self-explanatory. That being said, I would like to formally denounce any such behavior taking place at my building in any way. I consider this an act of extreme disrespect for anybody to get into any such situation at No Jumper when we're just merely trying to make content.
Now let's have a conversation about this. I can understand how important it is as a business owner to have to come out and remove yourself from responsibility and let the people know you don't stand for those kind of things. But the environment, man. The environment. How many times have people said, pull up here? Meet me at No Jumper. You know, the other day I was thinking to myself when this happened, one of the things that went across my mind, me being a connoisseur of content, a historian of the culture, and some of these weird facts that I keep in my head. I remember when Wack used to always say the address to his studio, not No Jumper, his studio. And I was saying, I wonder, do he still got that studio? I ain't heard much about that in a while. Because they can meet up over there and catch a fade. Like, let's meet over there. But this drags No Jumper in it. He acknowledged the guy. And then for him to even say Wack said that to him, to me, that reeked of separation. Why would he say Wack told me, oh, I think I know who it is, when Wack is saying, I don't know why them niggas out there. I don't know. Hey, why they out there? Them dudes is out there for no reason. I don't know. Nobody told. I told them don't come up here. My new question, and somebody can make a poll. I need to make some moderators. Do you think there's a scenario where Adam 22 can turn on Wack 100, or Wack 100 can turn on Adam 22? Is the business doing well enough that'll keep them together? Because if I'm being honest, that's the flagship show on No Jumper right now. Let's address the elephant in the room. Let's feed the elephant in the room peanuts. The Wack and Adam show is the flagship show at No Jumper right at this moment, and Wack is not an employee of No Jumper. So I used to applaud and have a lot of reverence and admiration for what Adam 22 was doing with No Jumper, because everything was in-house, right? All this shit was doing pretty good views, and it was all in-house. Now the only thing that does the most amount of views is with Wack, and he's not even an in-house employee. So he has reversed his whole business model right in our face. Adam 22 is a very smart guy, though. I want to be clear with that. He is not a dummy. Adam 22 is a smart dude. But I think he had a fascination with the gang culture the closer and closer he got to it. And depending on who you talk to, you might think that it ain't no consequences to your actions in this game. You might see people say things and nothing happen. You might say, yo, man, he been dissing that shit forever. You might see the birth of Charleston White, and academics get raised up even more. And you might start to say, man, this shit may not be as serious as maybe they acting like it's like that. Charleston White was birthed in this culture. I believe him to know how to navigate it. He can smell danger a little different. He can smell it a little different. I believe Adam to walk right into danger and next thing you know, man, that's exactly what I think. I don't believe him, and him and his one security guard. That's how I know don't nobody really want no problems with Adam. And let me be clear, I'm not wishing nothing bad to happen to Adam 22. I wish him success. Adam came on this platform back when I started, when I had my contract with Revolt. I went out to the West Coast, went up to their compound, sat down with Adam, had a great conversation. I believe him to be a great person to have conversations with. his interview style. I didn't know he had a lot of people involved with helping him do interviews, right? When I spoke to him, I was like, yo, man, you are one of the more better interviewers at that time. Now, as I've moved even more, I'm starting to know that there's more people involved. So it's like, all right, cool. You know, I still respect what he's built, and I respect his intellect and his ability just to have a conversation. But to turn your business into what I've seen him turn it to in front of my face is interesting to me. It's an interesting choice. I mean, unless he can get on here and tell me, like, you know, what's the plans? How are you moving through this? What's your next plans? Because I'm gonna be honest, I can see a day where he just one day, yo, I'm done with that. Building for sale. I'm gonna ride off with the family and do like little live streams. I'm gonna downsize tremendously. I can see him doing that. I also can see let me back that up. I can also see sooner than later Vlad TV saying that he's done. Yep. So again, just to reiterate that and reposition and recalibrate that point, I can see a day where Adam 22, not even, I don't see it too far in the future. If he doesn't have a clear plan, I see him at some point within the next 5 years saying, yo, I'm done with that. It's over. Vlad, I see him bowing out as well much more sooner than no jump in Adam 22, or changing directions in a way where they no longer focus on it in the same way. Because, you know, we'll get to J Main going at Adam 22 as well, because they're saying, oh, that shit ain't doing 700,000 views no more. So I'm finna go on shit on them. But when they needed them, they went up there. This is why I tell y'all about this game. This game ain't no good, man. I don't know. That's why I don't be understanding why they hate on me. I'm the only nigga came in with his own money from the inner city. Who else? Look around. Somebody put them in the comments. Put them in the comments. I come from a city where nobody helped me with my own money out of the inner city, and went and figured out how to get in the industry with this shit. So I'm telling you, man, this shit is a hell of a thing. So J Main is now taking shots at Adam. We'll get to that in a second, but right now, let's continue looking at Adam 22. Pay attention.
That being said, like, if somebody showed up and they wanted to be aggressive, it would be understandable that they might be handled physically.
They spoke out already. So shout out to Young at Hefe.
Okay, they spoke out through his YouTube channel. Yeah. He said that he had spoken to them.
He's spoken. Okay.
And I saw Rick Rock said he had a conversation with them as well. Shout out to Rick Rock. I liked what you were saying.
Yeah, that's a compliment.
They said that they were under the impression that they were going to do an interview that day or something like that and pull it up. Because I can't say for sure because it wasn't them out the horse's mouth. And they're probably not trying to talk because they think they got action that.
Why are you not investing in tax liens? No, seriously. Why are you not investing into one of the most incredible real estate strategies that's the most passive and creates the highest rate of return?
How do I get rid of ads on here? That's just
right. I don't even know what that is. And even if I did, I don't know how to do it. I want to show you why I got involved in
trying to take your money. And that, first of all, property line. Let's talk. We're not even going to talk. Should I even talk about that?
Whatever you want to say.
Because the property line, you weren't even at no jumper, brother.
Beyond that.
Not like that, but you weren't even here. So therefore, and it happened outside of no jumper. Nobody from the no jumper cast, nobody that gets a paycheck from no jumper was involved with that fight.
This is true. A lot of people are saying no jumper employees lined these guys up. There were no jumper employees involved with this in any way. Loose Cannon does not work here. Loose Cannon was here with someone who was doing a piece of content with me.
Wack had to put the okay down. That's Daddy. Just remember that.
Wack 100.
I'm not going.
Is Wack an employee? I would say no.
No, but he gets the check.
No, but there's still is.
He
There's
did,
a
but
different.
he did.
There's a difference.
He did
Wack gets
participate
paid to do episodes with me.
No, he's not a part of no jumper. I'm not trying to say as far as the lawsuit goes. I don't think it would go far as that goes because it's not like somebody who's signed to you that, you know what I mean? What I'm saying is that he had to give the dude that is not a regular in the building the okay to even meet up with somebody here or around these premises. You get what I'm saying? We weren't involved in no way, shape, or form, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to put him out there either.
Yeah,
It is what it is. I know he detached himself from the situation, but at the end of the day, Loose Cannon can't even speak a whole sentence without that nigga butting in. You think he can make a decision without him butting in?
To me, Wack seemed surprised by the fact that anything happened. I don't think that Wack would co-sign somebody being set up at No Jumper, regardless of the fact that Wack is not a formal No Jumper employee. I don't think I've always seen him seem interested in keeping a sense of order here.
I don't try to book a booker.
Honestly, that would have been a crazy addition.
Yeah, I don't think Wack go out his way, you know, to I can't really, I don't know. You know, that ain't even really for me to speak on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know whether or not what he'll do because I don't know Wack. But I think the conversation more so is about could Wack or No Jumper be held liable, because what you think and feel at this point goes out the window, right? What we feel somebody will do and how we think about them, that now goes out the window. 2 men were hurt. And there's even an extended video on X. I'm interested to see, because I ain't from the West Coast, but I see how Brick Baby handled Loose Cannon. Every time I see Loose Cannon, it's like he trying to hit somebody or show that he'll get it done. So I wonder if they run into each other, that might be a problem. That may not be like even to have that kind of situation, right? To have that kind of situation at my workplace, right? There will be no, I'm a big dog. There ain't gonna be no 2 niggas beefing at my motherfucking. You see, this is a 7-figure a month business. You think I got 2 niggas that could possibly be beefing from 2 real gangs up under my motherfucker? Nah, we ain't getting down like that. It's too serious. It's too much money at stake. You know, it's 1 million content creators in the world. You know what I'm saying? And these dudes got good personalities. And I understand that Adam ain't never really been around us, right? So when he get around us, and now he has for years, but the prototype, like he has a type of black dude that he enjoys, or maybe it's by proximity, but he kind of has took an interest in the gang banging culture, but he don't want the residue from it. And that's just like they always do us. They want the cool that go with our culture, but they don't really want to deal with the results. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Crip Mac get on there and he say all this 5-5 shit and he say all this, but the reality of it is that some of this is disrespectful to other hoods. And so it's consequences with some of this fly shit that he kicking up here from the West Coast. He kicking some of this high power fly shit and you fall in love with it, amplifying it, but it's disrespectful undertone. It got real consequences. Look at Lil Durk. But see, the thing is, Lil Durk is emotionally involved because he got real family lineage. And that's the difference with Adam. He can play with it and never get emotionally involved in it. So maybe he can act as if, yo, I'll never get drugged in the way Durk was drugged in, the way Tekashi was drugged in. The way that, right? I can go on and on and on and on. There's examples. I done seen white boys move in the ghetto, in the projects, man. When they leave the projects, they no longer the same kind of white boy. The culture leave a stain on you. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's profitable, sometimes it could be productive, it can be something you add to your tool belt, and other times it can be detrimental. Other time it can have consequences, but you can't run from it, nor can you choose it. So you can't be in a scenario where you want to have all gangbangers in the building, But can't no gangster shit ever pop off. Preach, Loon. Preach to these nigga, Loon. Let's go.
And I think anybody that's seen the video kind of thought that at a certain point, like, oh, are they about to put fingers in this guy's ass?
What do you think happened when what do you think happened when the camera cut off, bro? That's straight buka.
I don't think that happened. I think
Nah.
you're going to be the next victim at this rate. Yeah.
Wack told him, no, Luce, you can't do that. He was probably like, I'm about to dig at his ass. I got some peanut butter. You know, you keep the peanut butter on him.
Nah, honestly, like at the end of the day, like you said, like the role employee is a very loose term, especially, no pun intended, when most people that even come to No Jumper, if they're getting paid, it's most likely not necessarily an employee. It's people that are working with you.
Let's address this right here. If you're listening and not looking on the screen, it says it's a good thing if it's bringing all races together. And I want to second that. I want to echo that. It could be a good thing if it's bringing all races together. I'm not going to concede to it is a good thing just because it's bringing all races together, because I can bring all races together to make you niggas kill each other. See, that's the thing. We got to have a secondary mission, right? That's the reason why so many of our athlete rappers and people that get financial stability end up being broke, because the whole goal they don't have a goal after get rich. You see what I'm saying? We got to have a secondary mission and a mission to do after that, and a mission to do after that. So we have to put ourselves in a very unique situation, right? If you're bringing all races together for good, you see what I'm saying? So I don't know that, number one, if it's bringing all races together for good. Again, I've seen Adam lean in the beef with the Mexican people out there. I don't know much about it because I don't watch it in full, but I just see clips and see certain things. Let me explain to you how No Jumper has affected his business model, if you ask me, and his culture cachet. No Jumper lost his Instagram. Nobody in the culture moved. Nobody tried to help. When they say they had these relationships with these labels, when they say they had when you lose your Instagram, which is one of your marketing tools, if these labels have interest in using that, maybe I can get it back for a year. I could let us use it for a year if I'm Atlantic Records. Not every day, but you know, our same kind of pattern that we usually do. But if I see value in that platform, why is nobody in this culture reaching out to get No Jumper his platform back? It's because the way that he's ran his business over the last 18 months, 2 years, he's affected his culture cachet. Now, moving forward, here's the thing about Black culture, and one of our weaknesses is that you can actually switch that. Like, we'll give you an opportunity to switch that as our culture. Like, a nigga can talk to, right, Charleston White is a case study of that. Disrespect the entire culture and then come through a year later and a lot of those people paying for interviews and taking pictures and shaking hands, right? Charleston White is in my comments now trolling people. That me and Charleston don't got no issue. I'm actually gonna probably do a live show with him in Nashville, Tennessee this year. Make sure you get your tickets. Let me go and promote a marketing mode on these nigga ass. Make sure you get your tickets. It's Up There podcast live. You've probably seen the Dr. Umar Johnson interviews. Those are from our live sold out events. Get your tickets. This time, I'm doing it the right way. I'm doing Charleston White and I'm doing Umar. These are two I'm going to do in 2025. Make sure you there get your tickets. But you're able to speak to this culture, bring terror on this culture, do certain things to this culture, and then they forgive you. I mean, we're forgiving people. So he has an opportunity maybe to change what he's done. But I think even in his inner circle with him, Vlad, and academics, I don't know how strong his relationship with academics really is. I was speaking about that then. Not that it needs to be strong, or not that he thinks it needs to be strong, but I'm saying at some point you need allies, man. you're a big fish, you know, as it pertains to platforms. 5 million YouTube, 2 million here, million there. You got to do something about that. Let's look at it a little more. We're gonna move on to the actual guy.
So there's like different dynamics there. So you know.
Yeah. Either way, from my perspective, I consider it just super disrespectful and shitty that this in any way took place at our building. Realistically, this is the thing that pissed me off about it, is the fact that people always want to put out this bullshit narrative about No Jumper and say that this is a gang hangout, that there is violence taking place all the time, when in reality, how many times has that actually happened? There's been a situation or two where people who didn't like each other saw each other and it was handled relatively quickly. There was the situation, obviously, with Kelpie and Suspect. That was sus.
That's
not.
I forgot all about. They had a fight on camera and they put it out, and it went super viral. They made a lot of money off a literal fight on camera. There's things that's happened at this Up There podcast you never knew about. And we don't really have any violence, right? We're not going to have violence. We're running a business. People are going to be comfortable. They're going to be fed. They're going to be protected. They're going to, right? We're going to do our best at having a good experience when you come to this Up There podcast. But if something was to happen, we're not going to put it out on camera of me beating one of these dudes up. Number one, you know, I guess they had the dude sign some kind of paperwork. I don't even know how strong that paperwork is, right? I don't even know. But like, it's tacky as a business to do that. And around that time, I think he started to see, oh, that drama shit get money. You got to remember what done this. It was that. It was the sharp screaming at girls. He started to realize, and that's why I got to make sure I don't get lost. Because at some point you start to realize that, you make more money when you, it's a lot of money attached to it. Sharp arguing and kick a woman off and then Fresh and Fit is born and Charleston White and did all these different things are born, and Adam is sitting there saying, oh shit. And then they gave up on him. See, when AD and them niggas left, and go listen to my interview with AD right after he left. I might get him back on here soon as well. 2025 might circle back and fuck with AD. That's my guy. But go listen to what happened when AD left and his little crew. No Jumper wasn't as confident. They gave up on him. And so when he got his footing back up under me and caught himself again and said, oh, it's the if I can just keep this under control. Now, Wack 100 is a grown man. Brick Baby is handling this like a grown man. They're staying away from each other. But ain't no obligation attached to that. Adam word ain't strong enough really to keep that from happening if niggas really want that to happen. Adam 22's word is not strong enough to stop that. Them boys are making the decision not to do that. And it's respect to go to both of them dudes for not doing that. But I think Adam is under some kind of illusion that him even saying this means something. I take this as extreme disrespect. Yo, bro, that's falling on deaf ears, my nigga. That's falling on deaf ears. That's part of this. You know how many old ladies telling them niggas stop standing out there? Niggas will go to jail before they stop standing out there. Niggas been hustling right here for years. So your word ain't hold no value when you say, I tell people don't do that. It's extreme disrespect. They not really honoring that in the way that they honor. Like say Wack said that at his little building over there. Say y'all niggas do that, man. We gonna put one of you niggas in the blender and max you out. What Adam gonna do? He gonna stop doing content with me, and I'm Wack 100. I'm the flagship show over here. You gonna stop doing content with me? What else you got that's doing numbers like that? What other personality do you have? They say the other dude is gone. I just followed him. Flacco, he's gone. So you gonna what? Fire Wack 100 and then what? Pay attention, man. Y'all gotta pay attention.
Gang violence either.
Right, that was pimp on pimp violence. But either way,
it's safe enough for me to bring my kids up here.
Exactly. Same here. And we have had so few issues here over the years. And I've always had to sit there and feel annoyed when I see people making the argument that basically No Jumper is this thing that I in no way relate to, that we are just a place for violence and that this is a place where it's almost encouraged that people be attacking each other. I 100% disagree with that. But then now we have this new thing that basically makes it seem as if that is the case. And I very much resent it. And, you know, if this was a situation where people just showed up talking shit, trying to fight, and Loose Cannon did what he did to them, then I would be thinking of this very differently. I am under the assumption that that's not the case. I'm under the assumption
there's no way possible that's the case.
It doesn't seem like
unless somebody was sharing their location with this dude. Like, come on, you have to. It's so many.
Yeah,
there's no way possible that they that spot on. Like, we just gonna go to No Jumper today,
just randomly at this time. that was realistically like kind of the perfect time for them to show up if they wanted to get in some bullshit because we had just finished the podcast. It's kind of winding down. No, Forrest was long gone at this point.
Oh yeah, because I'm like.
All right, so we're going to move on from this. This is Adam responding to the actual fight. Here's where it gets interesting. The gentleman who actually was beat on. Yeah, so the victim in this actual altercation goes and he speaks out. I want us to pay attention to that. He went on, I think the guy name is Rick Rock. So let's pay attention to that. We're going to look at that. I may stay on here for a minute. I'll answer some super chats. Y'all send something in, man. Like I really don't do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm maxing out for y'all today. You know what I'm saying? I may start to do this even more. Naturally, just get on here and holler at y'all and tell y'all how I feel. And get more involved with the live streaming part of it. But let's look at Jay Reed. Pay attention, you guys. That's the guy name.
They try to frame me. Pictures I paint to cry and sing. I won't let them change me. I remain forever remain.
I want to thank y'all again for rocking with me. It's a bunch of people in here. Seem like y'all support the movement. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year. Make sure y'all hit like, subscribe, and share like Kitty says, for sure. All right, I got to figure out how to do this, y'all. Give me a second. I sure appreciate it. I ain't gonna lie, I sure appreciate it. They rocking with that boy, you hear me? Yeah, they rocking with that boy. They rocking with that boy, you hear me? I salute y'all for sure, man.
Shut your ass up before I get to talking shit about you.
Y'all know how I get on. Who said something out there?
Shut your ass up before I get to talking shit about you. When I beat you on Power Rule, you going to bed. Friggin'.
All right, here's the guy, Jay Reed. He was the one who was allegedly attacked by Loose Cannon in the back of No Jumper Studios. Him and another gentleman. Again, there's an extended video that is floating around on Twitter, and it is a very violent video. Like, it's enough to go to war about. And from what I'm understanding, all these gentlemen are gangbangers. And so this, I guess, guy who now is a community leader comes from the background, according to them, where, you know, he represents a gang. I want to applaud those gentlemen on the West Coast who have came from that culture. I understand how you birthed in it. I actually understand how the economics keep you trapped in it. no matter what, right? Granny lives over there. Granny was this, mama was this, auntie was this, right? And it's passed down and it's kind of in your blood. So whenever you are able to break those chains and whenever you're able to shake that off, right? I have a high level of respect for that. So by no means am I trying to disrespect, downplay, or disregard what this gentleman has been through as he's changed his life. I just want to kind of highlight the fact that as we navigate the culture, according to the people on the West Coast and gang culture, they are supposed to live by a certain code. I've been told y'all the code been throughout the playbook. The code is gone. Ain't no more code. Niggas don't respect real shit. The player shit is dead. Right? So for those of you that still standing on the code, you'll be cold. You'll be the only one standing on the code. And I heard someone say one time, if you the only thing real, then you the only thing fake.
Congratulations.
Let's pay attention to what Jay Reese said about this brutal beat down at No Jumper. Listen.
And walking out there and coming up on somebody's property, not doing what I'm doing. This online, you know what I'm saying, conversations. We've been talking. We've been going out. We do our thing. So for me to come up there and just be a nobody, you know, that's just out of line. That's a false narrative. And I don't want y'all to believe that. I don't want y'all to think I'm somebody that just reckless like that and walking out there and coming up on somebody's property, not doing what I'm doing. I was called for some business. I was there to handle my business, bring 2 companies together, which is 100 ENT and Dodge Network together. That's what I was there for.
Okay. So when you get there, you guys pull up. Was you guys inside?
Let me ask the comments a question for all of you that's on all these different platforms. Do you think he's justified in the lawsuit? Should he go and get the money, or should he play by these street rules that people have already disregarded for most of their lives, and they're very selective when they try to implement these rules, right? Should he go and sue and get him 6 figures out the deal? You know me, I ain't doing no suing. We gonna handle it like the Red Cross. I won't mind like the Red Cross. Yeah, y'all must don't know how the Red Cross want this. Yeah, I want mines like the Red Cross. But should this gentleman sue and get him a free bag and get the other gentleman a free bag, or should he hold it down? Y'all answer that while this is playing.
Inside the building prior to the thing that we to the altercation that we seen online, or was you guys met in the parking lot or wherever you guys was met at? Tell us what happened, or what. Tell us, because the people want to know. This ain't something that I want on the people.
Check it out, right? What makes it so crazy is I get the call. It's on the 26th. Let's get the call. I get the call from Canada. We're supposed to be at No Jump at 4:30. Ironically, you know, I'm in a different area, so it's gonna take me a little time to get there. So as I'm approaching, you know, I'm getting a call from Loose Canada. Are you close? Are you there? Are you there? So I'm like, man, I'll be there in a second. You know what I mean? I'm coming from a different area. So as I'm saying that, I'm telling you, we get there, we pull up. I'm asked to be there. I'm asked to wait outside for a second. I guess the show was over. So I introduced myself to Adam. As Jay Reed came back to me. We shook hands. We sat right there and I video recorded. Adam know who I am. I'm trying to understand how we in this situation. Well, I'm gonna get to that in a second. But let me go ahead and say this, man. I walked into the building. You see what I'm saying? Because for a second I'm outside, but I'm thinking, man, this is my boy right here. Why do I need to be outside? Let me go up inside and introduce myself. You know, to make sure everybody up in there is straight. As I'm coming in, man, I see Loose. I see Wack right in front of me. But at the same time, I do see 15 gentlemen there. It don't throw me off because as a black man, I'm not scared. I walk in because I'm handling business. There's no reason for me to be a threat to anybody. As you can see, I don't have nothing on me. I'm not armed up. It's just me and my partner who also do things for the community. This man is right here is an advocate for where he come from. This man did several moons, you understand, under that calendar. That man is a leader in his community. He's out there reaching out to others, and he don't do nothing but preach positive up in there. So that's why I brought that gentleman around, so they can show that. I mean, for anybody that see how I move around, man, I do those things to throw no threat. So we walk in the building, I meet Loose Cannon, and I shake his hand, and I see Wack right there. And as we conversing, you know, they just decided to say, let's go outside. I don't know for what reason. I thought it was just me and Wack at the time going to be walking out, you know, because we had some business to attend to when it came to Dodge Network. So we get to walking outside.
I think right there was a good time to ask him, hold on, what conversation was being had where they just wanted to say go outside? Because there's something missing there. You see what I'm saying? All right, so I'm following you. All right, so you shook their hand, y'all start talking, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, they wanted to go outside. All right, at the time you went outside, you obliged. Okay, cool. Now, looking back at it, what were y'all talking about at that time that made them want to go outside? Did the conversation invoke them to now removing themselves from the building? And hey, let's take this conversation outside. You talking like that, or right? Like what was happening right then? Because I get it. We end up outside, but what happens in that moment? I think if this gentleman maybe would have been a little bit more experienced, the follow-up question could have been that, and he may ask that. Let me see.
We speaking, you know, as I get to speaking, you know, I'm looking at Loose Cannon because I'm trying to figure out, you know, what's the motive of me being in this situation. So Loose Cannon gets to talking about the spreadsheet that they want to see from Mozzie about the Dodge Network. Now, this is something we've been going back and forth about for the last few months. And, you know, this is me trying to learn how to get up into the network game as opposed to me dealing with the music game. You know, so I'm learning about the subscribers. So we were stuck on the issue about 80,000 subscribers that Dodge Network has. So it was an issue. It was a situation upon seeing the spreadsheet. Now, we wanted to see the spreadsheet because we wanted to see how these 80K followers are still there on this site.
Okay, is he saying that they were doing, this is the conversation that they were having, or they had this conversation at some other time? I'm missing something. Or did they punch in? Hold on. Pay attention, y'all. This is how they get you. They
that gentleman around. So they can show that. I mean, for anybody that see how I move around, man, I do those things to throw no threat. Right there. And as we conversing, you know, they just decided to say, let's go outside. I don't know for what reason. I thought it was just me and Wack at the time going to be walking out, you know, because we had some business to attend to when it came to Dodge Network. So we get to walking outside as we speaking, you know, as I get to speaking, you know, I'm looking at Loose Cannon because I'm trying to figure out, you know, what's the motive of me being in this situation. So Loose Cannon gets to talking about the spreadsheet that they want to see from Mozzie about the Dodge Network. Now, this is something we've been going back and forth about for the last few months. And, you know, this is me trying to learn how to get up into the network game as opposed to me dealing with the music game. You know, so I'm learning about the subscribers. So we were stuck on the issue about 80,000 subscribers that Dodge Network has. So it was an issue. It was a situation upon seeing the spreadsheet. Now, we wanted to see the spreadsheet because we wanted to see how these 80K followers are still there on this site. Now, me bringing the situation of hand, I'm the front runner. I'm the connection. So I don't feel no type of way about me being there because this is business. So as me and Luce begin to speak, he says, hey, Jay Reed, see, this is where we have a situation where we need to see the spreadsheet for the network. As he began to say that, he calls Wack over there and Wack begins to speak. Wack gets to showing me like, hey, man, you know.
Hold on. I don't know if that makes sense. So you came up to No Jumper to talk to them about a spreadsheet? Why would y'all meet at No Jumper at closing time to speak about a spreadsheet? I don't know. Like, I don't know. That don't really make good sense to me. Maybe I'm missing something. Right? There's prior business. They've been together. They're trying to iron out the details. Basically, what he's saying, the long and short of it is, Wack and Loose are asking for a certain number, and they're alleging they have a certain amount of subscribers. Basically, the people that represent Dodge Network don't believe it. So they're saying, put it on the spreadsheet, put it some kind of way that I can identify that y'all got this, man. Is that right? It sounds like that's what he's trying to communicate, but why do that at No Jumper at night when the building is about to close? Escapes me.
This is not what we're asking for. We need to go ahead and get that out. And as I get to looking, man, it just, and Rock, when I tell you this, man, it throws me all off guard because I wasn't aware at all. Next thing you know, I'm getting punched up in the face, and it just goes crazy at that point, as y'all can see. Just totally threw me off guard, man, because I'm thinking in my head, this is my brother. This is somebody I talk to and I converse with weekly. Hit him with the top of the AM, and if anybody know me, I hit everybody the same way. Top of the AM, he hits back.
Long and short of this, I am tired of this topic, so we're gonna move on. Dude is apparently gonna sue. It's not looking good. Him and the guy who got attacked apparently gonna sue. We'll keep reporting on it. We'll see what happens in the near future. Let's see if we got some more topics. Y'all put some in the comments.
They try to frame me. Pictures I paint to cry and stain. I won't let them change me. I remain forever.
What do y'all think about the Joe Budden thing? Should we cover that? Should we deal with the business? Oh yeah, Finesse and King, we got a breakdown coming out Tuesday about that. I went in too, boy. Let's see if we can find something on Joe. They say Cassinet ranked Baby's album a 6. All right, here we go. Here we go. We're gonna go to this. Also, I'm gonna bring some of y'all on stream in a minute. I'm gonna put the link out and let y'all join. How about that?
They try to frame me. Pictures I paint to cry and stain.
I'm on a canyon with my ass and dick out.
Change me. I remain forever.
Shut your ass up before I get to talking shit about you. When I beat you on Power Rule, you going to bed.
That's the wrong video. Hold on. That's the wrong one. This one.
They try to frame me. Pictures I paint to cry and stain. I won't let them change me. I remain
There we go. I want to thank y'all out there for tuning in.
Embarrassing.
All right. So let's talk about this. And y'all join. I'm gonna put the and only join for people that have different opinions from me. This ain't the time to join. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, don't join and tell me nothing. Let's talk about what's going on right here. Let's talk about the Joe Budden thing, or maybe let's talk about the No Jumper thing. Let's keep it to the topics, or Wham's album. We could talk about Wham's album. These are the 3 topics I talked about today. Let's keep it to that, or you can ask me something, right? So I'm gonna put the link in the comments. So people check the comments, join. I'll see you backstage. Depending on if I want to or not, I'll bring you up. But listen, let's talk about Joe Budden. For those who do not know, Joe Budden has found himself in a very, very, very unfortunate situation. I will say this, though. You know, because the jokes is the jokes, whatever. But number one, I don't think Joe Budden thought that this would stay a secret. Number one, he has too many people that's obsessed, too many content creators that are obsessed with, you know, the intricate details of how his show moves and all things surrounding him, his life, whether that be his girlfriend, his ex, his past, his future, his present, what he's doing at the moment, what he's ate. He's now walking different. Looks like he's got this car. Like they are heavily invested, which for him is lucrative. So there's a value add for people being in your business. Now on the other side of that, I don't think that he thought this will ever be some sort of silent thing that no one knows about. But when they put out the press release, I'm almost certain that he didn't expect that.
Congratulations! Oh my God.
I'm almost certain there's no way that he expected that they will put out a press release. Now, if he did expect that, then he already know what kind of people he's dealing with. But if I was him, I would have probably thought that, yo, you'll have these regular content dudes who over-exaggerate their reach. Because see, what's funny about even Joe Budden is that the people under him, and I don't mean his co-hosts, I mean the ecosystem that he let survive. And No Jumper has this as well. I'm not sure Academics has it in the same way on YouTube. I guess certain topics bleed over, but what I mean is whatever happens on your show, there's 10, 15 different channels from all over America that is going to upload and drive traffic and talk about your show and your narrative. No Jumper had it. He still has it. There's a lot of people eating off of No Jumper drama. If No Jumper was to straighten up over there, a lot of content creators who kind of drag on the back of that or go out of business. But Joe has a lot of these content creators who thrive in this, like, I don't know, it's not mid-tier position, but it's like it's not at the bottom of the content world, but it's not at the middle. It's like in this weird little, it's like this weird little place. And I think he understands that because of social media, you can feel bigger than you are. And some of those guys think maybe they're more impactful than they really are. And so even though they're reporting on it, it's not really going. It's not really going like soon as Shade Room posted, now you're going to see it on CNN. You're going to see it on MSNBC. Some of these different little, some of these traditional platforms will pick it up and actually run the story and look into it. I wouldn't be surprised if the Ring camera footage doesn't come out. So for people who don't know, he was charged with being naked and sleepwalking. Well, that's me being nice and taking his narrative at face value. Let's keep it real. What they're saying happened is that he was naked outside of his hotel. He was naked outside of his condo, and he went into the wrong building. And you know what I said? It's probably a scary sight to look on your Ring camera, and it's a naked Joe Budden over there putting 6161 in there. That motherfucker keep beep, beep, beep. He steady putting it. Boy, butt naked. That's Joe Budden. Man, what the fuck Joe Budden doing on my Ring camera, man? With the centimeter Peter. Man, they got Joe Budden on my camera with the centimeter Peter. Now, these are jokes. The unfortunate part is that they cited in this write-up that a young person saw it that a young person saw Joe Budden naked, as well as a couple of different women, and they went to the city to report this. Now, this runs into a totally different problem. The problem it runs to, we'll get to after you listen to Joe Budden speak about what happened. Let's see what he said. See, don't nobody but me and Joe Budden and a couple other niggas with a few dollars know that workout, that non-workout body. That non-workout body only look good in clothes. That nigga don't win. Man, did you see Joe Budden in the Prize Picks outfit? Boy, that non-workout body only look good in the clothes. So, bro, you out there with the centimeter Peter, man. And these folks done reported you. When he first came back, it's like he was full of shame. He's like he was sitting up there like real shameful. And I was like, man, he's acting like a nigga that somebody done seen him. You know, he kind of embarrassed. You know, they done seen Lil Larry. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, they done brought out Lil Larry. They done seen Lil Larry. See, he be talking all that big high power shit to them neighbors, and they got a picture. Nigga, he better be lucky it don't. They got a picture that sent him to Peter. They got a picture of him, man. And I'm telling you, at some point, somebody gonna come out. Oh, they got the pause. I don't even play that pause shit, man. That's some New York shit, man. I'm from the South. The link should be, do y'all see the link or what? Y'all let me know. Y'all join, man. Talk to me. You look outside your door, it's the nigga that do podcasts over there you don't like no way. You know, I be thinking to myself, though, man, Joe Budden has been successful over there in that building, but I've always noticed that there's been an issue. There's been an issue with those people not really wanting him to record there. I've seen on X where people have shown where you can kind of hear the neighbors are upset that they're doing whatever they're doing down there. And so it's kind of been an issue that he's been overriding. He's kind of been overriding the problem the entire time. But now it's kind of come to head, and he's not in a scenario where he can continue to push it off. This puts him in a scenario where now he has to do what? Find another space to record. They now are recording in the infamous chair and building and house, which is Park's house, where they fired Rory and Mal. So this is a very unique situation that these gentlemen find themselves in. We got a couple people here. Let's put one of them on. Let's see what's going on. What's going on, little one? What's your name? Where you from?
Man, what's up, Loon?
What's good? Where you from?
Man, I'm from Florida, man. I'm from Florida, Loon.
Shout out Florida.
Yeah, we appreciate you and what you're doing, man. We enjoy the content. We get a little light out here, man.
Appreciate it.
Nah, you still stepping for the real ones, for the right ones, and doing it in the right way, but still being able to give our opinion and not come about it as a tattletale or a snitch. We don't respect how they go about their business. We don't enjoy it.
Oh,
not
God.
from the ones that's on land. You know what I'm saying?
Feet on land. Feet on land.
Okay.
What you think about some of these topics today? Give me your input.
As far as that Joe stuff, man, that shit is crazy. That shit is crazy because with all the stuff that went on with like the Drake situation and everybody talking about all these weird cases, he want to kick a nigga while they down, and now you out here lewd and lascivious. They said it was two children in that home as well. There was 2 children in that home.
I think that's the unfortunate part now. But if we're gonna be honest, he has spoken about this sleepwalking thing that he does before, according to his fans.
So now, Loon, let me ask you though: wouldn't you think that if you know this is something that you deal with on a regular basis, a great preventative measure would be to sleep with clothing, just in case?
That is correct. When you're right, you're right.
Don't you think that would be a good preventative measure to sleep with clothing? Come on, man. You don't. Do you not have any safeguards or anything that could potentially prevent this?
Maybe
I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Let me play devil's advocate. So what if
Go
he's
ahead.
looking for it? What if it's been years since this occurrence? Let's say it's been 6, 7, 8 years, and
Okay.
he's looked over it. He hasn't thought about, maybe I'm still doing that. It hasn't happened in a long time. And then when you have these kind of issues, you don't want to just give in to them. A lot of times men don't necessarily say, you know what?
I need help. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, you're dealing with something, keep trying to push it off. Like I was just speaking about how Young Thug on WHAM new album it feels like that his approach to it is gonna be to shun it. Like, nigga, I just went through jail, but that ain't nothing. Instead of embrace it, right? And so
let me ask you, what's your thoughts on the album?
I like the album, very solid album. Very solid album. What you think?
To be quite honest with you, I think we're all looking for a different version of Lil Baby that's no longer there based on the growth. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. That's a good thing. We should grow. But I think that everybody is holding on to that old Lil Baby that's no longer there, whether that be for his safety, because niggas going to prison, everything of that. I think he's searching for it too hard, and I don't think he found it with this one. I'm not going to lie to you.
I think that's a forced narrative, right? I do think the content has changed some, but I think that's been self-inflicted from Baby's part.
Of course.
I think when Baby stays in those pockets, man, I want him to slow it down. See, what I hope and pray that none of these rappers go through is that they change their entire format to appease the fans, because fans are extremely fickle. You see what I'm saying?
Of course, 100%.
So my thing is, I want Baby to slow it down, like he, slow it down some, because what happens is they say, sound like the last song. Yo, these are selling out stadiums and arenas.
Fact.
Putting it down on this. This is where I shine at. So I don't think that Baby, I don't think that people are necessarily looking for a version that he doesn't have. I think that, he spoke about it here lately. I think that people have affected his creative process. They got him looking.
Well said.
They got him looking at beats he never would have looked at. They got him listening to,
also, I don't think that he was really putting forth all the thought process into those steps necessarily either. He said he wasn't taking it seriously up until recently. It was just organic, just knocking him out the park.
Yeah, but that's the best way, because what happened?
Agreed.
Right. So now they got me thinking about it. Now they got me trying to push it.
But let me ask you, do you not think that that's important? If this is your main source of income, this is your craft, do you not think that you should want to know what's going on full 360?
No, knowing what's going on and trying is different. When he's saying trying, is Lil Baby's a lifestyle brand. Rappers are a lifestyle brand. And so long as your lifestyle is intact and you're living and you're going, then you're able to rap about certain things. Long as you're happy and you're experiencing life at a certain click, whether that be poor or rich, whatever your content is gonna be, right?
Yeah.
Right. So he was just in a bag where he didn't have to really think about it. I'm living it.
He was just smashing them. He was just smashing them.
Yeah.
I know Lil Baby currently is still one of my favorite rappers, but do I think that album is some of his better work? I do not. I can't tell you that I do.
He got slaps on there. You got to give it a give.
I listened to a couple of them. I like the one with Thug and Future as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not downing him. I'm just honest opinion. You know what I'm saying? I want him to do well and succeed. I just don't think this is one of his better body of works.
What do you think about the No Jumper, Adam 22, Wack 100, Loose Cannon thing, and then we'll get some more people on?
I think that Adam's tripping for how that whole place is being run. Truthfully, Loose Cannon is risking his freedom out here on some internet shit. Like, I don't. For the gentleman to say that he was invited up there, though, and for the reaction, I assume you've seen the video. I don't feel that was just, oh, this is my brother. I think that's fabricated, obviously, for lawsuit purposes. You know what I'm saying? But I think that shit is a debacle. All that shit is terrible, in my opinion. That shit is terrible.
Do you think that Adam and No Jumper will be held liable for what has happened?
I don't. I do not.
Yeah, I believe they'll.
I do not.
I believe they can probably push it back. Tell me some reasons why you think they will not be held liable.
Adam not being there, Brick Baby had said something along like property lines as far as them not even being on No Jumper property during the time that it took place. You can't prove Adam's knowledge of this scenario. Wack nor Loose is employed by them, so it's not like one of his employees. Wack is an independent contractor. Does he do work with him? Yes, but he's not an employee of him. You could sue Wack for being there and present, possibly, but I don't see any repercussions held for them. No, I don't.
Salute. Well, I appreciate that. Look,
It's
like
a wobbler.
2 hours too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing this more, man. You know, people been saying I got to get more super chats. People got to like,
100%.
yeah, they got to be more involved. I mean, we got the audience across the board. People are actually tuned in today.
We appreciate you and everything that you do and giving a different perspective from someone that has actually been through it and has done it. We could, like you say, you can hear it. Like, you can't fake that shit. You know what I'm saying? Certain topics and things that you're going to discuss, you could tell just by the way a nigga is able to speak it, period.
On God.
You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate you, man. And if ever another opportunity arises where I'm able to come up onto this platform and articulate with you, I'd love to.
No, for sure, man. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much. Everybody that's looking, thank you so much. We've been on 2 hours, man. So
appreciate you, Loon.
Get at y'all tomorrow or the next day or something. I'm gonna start doing this more, tapping in with y'all. But if you're not on Patreon, come to patreon.com. It's up there, podcast. You know the vibes. This is where you get the vibration, man. You know what I'm saying? Biggest up there, podcast. Salute.
All right, Loon.
Love.